Hiya, and welcome back to Remember the Flowers, the game that teaches us that similar to Damion, Axel is just too precious for this world. He's way too precious for it. And if anything were to happen to him, similar to Axel, similar to a Damion, if something were to happen to Axel, I swear to God, I would be damned to all eternity in hell. It would not be pleasant. So anyways, let's just hop right in. Hiya! I wake up and jolt upright, breathing erratically. Cyrus, you awake? We gotta head out soon. He sounds almost as tired as I am. At least I won't be the only one having a rough day. Yeah, I'll be right there. I quickly grab my clothes from the dresser and then start getting dressed in the dark. The bright moonlight is still flooding the room. Without hesitating, I grab the jacket and put it on before answering the door. Aaron jumps. Oh, there you are. How are you feeling? Tired, but fine otherwise. How about you? I didn't get enough sleep, but I'll manage. We should head out. We can eat when we get back. Alright, any reason why we gotta do this so early? Our boss wants any information as soon as we can. Vita agreed to meet with us first thing in the morning. Let's go. Alright, lead the way. Aaron grunts as he makes his way down the hall. He's not even hiding how agitated he is. Couldn't have let you have one more day, he's talking to himself. I choose not to respond to it. I'm too busy with my own thoughts. In fact, we don't take the whole way there. We don't talk the whole way there. My heart rate starts picking up. I can see Aaron's tail twitch in front of me. He doesn't turn around. This is not good. We start walking down the unfamiliar halls of the base. Since I supposedly have credentials now, I guess I don't need to keep my eyes shut. This base looks like an office that someone with too much money would run. Everything looks obnoxiously minimalist. There are a lot of other hallways with doors that all look the same. This unfamiliar setting isn't helping with my anxiety at all. Eventually, Aaron stops in front of a door at the end of the hall. We're here. His tone is deep and focused. He knocks on the door. No response. It catches me by surprise when he starts banging on the door. Hey! Maybe they're not awake yet? Bullshit. They can get their ass up if they want to do this so bad. I don't like this. Something went wrong. Do what exactly? Oh hey. Me and him almost have the same hairstyle. We both whip around to the voice behind us. I assume this is Vita, as they're wearing a lab coat. Where were you? I was using the bathroom. You know, like the one on the other side. Can you take this seriously? Aaron asks in a gruff tone. Vita pinches the bridge of their nose. You're the last one I want to hear that from right now. If you're going to make me wait an extra day, you can wait 10 minutes. Aaron bites his lip. What do you mean? Vita sighs. Aaron insisted we wait before starting to recover your memories. He knew he only had the rest of the day before we got going. I was ready to work all night for this. Shouldn't you, of all people, be sympathetic towards what Cyrus is going through? It's because of that I want to help him as soon as possible. You really think this will help him? This is going to help all of us, and you know it. Aaron's fur starts to bristle. He's even baring his teeth. Something went wrong because if Aaron is pissed off, then it all went wrong. I don't appreciate the idea that you think I'm going to enjoy this, Aaron. If you really wanted to help him, as you claim, you'd have taken him as far away from here as possible. Vita starts moving toward the door. Now move it. I have work to do. Vita is dead calm as they stare at the visibly angered tiger. I don't want Aaron to do something he's going to regret. I take his paw in my hand. He whips his angry face toward me, but it immediately softens. I don't know. I don't know why he's mad, and it's scaring me. It is scaring me. Please stop being mad, Aaron. Please stop. Cyrus, listen. I've made up my mind. I don't know what's going on, but I want to get the whole picture instead of wandering in the dark. I take a deep breath to calm myself. If I'm going to regret anything, I'd rather it be choices I made myself. But, well put, Cyrus Cantwell. Well, just call me Cyrus. You're Vita, then? That is my alias, yes. They extend me a hand. It's not going to be pleasant, but let's make the best of this. Yeah. Whatever this is. I take their hand and shake it. Aaron takes that as his cue to step aside. I can tell you're scared, and I don't mind if you hate me after we're done. Vita calmly unlocks the door. But for our sake, I need your current self to die. I don't even know how to respond to that, so I don't. I just nod. After you, Cyrus. Thank you. After a moment of reluctance, I walk into what I assume is Vita's office. They follow me before turning around to Aaron. You're not coming in, Aaron? Excuse me? You and I both know you're going to cause a big fuss, hurting both you and Cyrus in the process. Vita reaches for the door. And I'm not going to let that happen. With lightning speed, Aaron grabs Vita's wrist. He exhales a hot breath through his nose to Vita's face. Vita is as calm as ever, as if Aaron's monstrous grip isn't hurting him. Vita holds up his other hand with their axiom. Do you seriously want me to call Titania over this? That gets Aaron to freeze. Vita uses that moment of hesitance to pull out of Aaron's wrist and shut the door in one fluid motion, before promptly locking it. If Aaron is banging on the other side of that door, I can't hear it. It's dead silent. Mom, come pick me up, I'm scared. I'm scared, Mom. Come pick me up. Vita takes off their surgical mask, revealing some sort of mechanical jaw. I'm too anxious to ask about it. Again, assuming I'm going to enjoy this. Vita turns their attention to me. Alright, let's have a seat. Sure. It looks more like a small apartment than an office. There's a corner of the room that's blocked by hospital shades. What? Vita pulls them back to reveal a small space that I assume he works in. There's 2 hospital beds along with a doctor's desk. Do you want to lay down or sit? I can sit. Vita pulls out their chair and motions me towards one of the beds. Do you mind if I smoke? I guess not. It's your office. Hiya! We're scared. I'm scared. Thanks. They reach into their coat to pull out a lighter. I catch the bracelet they're wearing. It has a character, a Chinese character I can read. Your bracelet, that says dream, right? Vita raises their brows before lighting what looks like a homemade cigarette. They take a drag before exhaling. To my surprise, the smoke smells rather pleasant, almost herbal. I can't remember the last time someone was able to read that. My best friend was Chinese. I picked up some stuff from her. But wait, doesn't that mean... I clutch my head as a wave of pain hits it. Vita takes another drag before producing a notebook. Let's get this over with, for both of our sakes. Okay, Chapter 9, The Truth. Chrissy, wake up. I don't like this. I do not like this at all. Vita takes out a notebook from their desk drawer and adjusts how they sit. They look relaxed, all things considered. The exact opposite of me. Feels like something is prodding at me from behind my eyeballs. I'm breathing a bit harder through my nose. We haven't even started yet. Vita looks me over and starts writing in their book with a pencil. They don't say anything yet. What are you doing? Taking observations. Your reactions intrigue me. Why is that? Tell me, Cyrus. How old are you? What? Vita inhales through their nose. How old are you, Cyrus? I'm 28, I think. Why? You think? Vita leans back in their chair before writing some more things down. It's called a baseline question. I want to get to know you more before proceeding. They mumble under their breath. We have a lot of work to do. That feeling behind my eyes gets worse, like something's about to burst. Aaron was right. I shouldn't have come here. I feel like I'm going to be sick. Starting to have second thoughts about all of this. I don't feel good. Vita calmly turns a page and continues writing. That sounds about right. If you want, I can get you a glass of water. Doubt any medication I have would be strong enough for you. What is that supposed to mean? Vita sounds like they're starting to get irritated. Okay, level with me. How much do you remember? This again. I remember waking up here about a week ago, along with various memories of my friends and family. Vita taps their desk with their pencil. Really? That's it? I don't fucking know. All I know is I got hit in the back of the head or something, then woke up here. Where do you think here is exactly? If I knew that, I wouldn't be here. Cyrus. I want to believe that you're a smart and capable person. The fact that you're struggling this is giving me doubts. That sounds like a personal problem. I didn't ask for any of this. The problem is, you did. It's why we're here in the first place. Can you stop being so vague and just get to the point? They're starting to agitate me even more. As much as I'd love to do that, what little cognizance you have left could fade away if I'm not careful. I don't think that's even possible. Cyrus, you don't even know how old you are. Before I can retort, they interrupt me. And I'm not even talking about your mental age. You don't remember how long you've lived? Remember how long you've lived? That statement rattles in my brain for a moment. Thinking about what they just said starts making me queasy. For once, I'm glad I didn't eat anything. I don't understand what that means. I know you don't. Whether or not you believe me, I'm trying to be delicate about all of this. However, there's no delicate way to break this kind of news to someone. They take one last drag of their cigarette before putting it out in an ashtray. They tilt their head up to exhale. What little I smell is rather calming. You were held in Rasum for a long time. Longer than anyone I've ever known. My face starts to get warm and my breathing starts to get even worse. I'm on the cusp of hyperventilating as my head starts to twirl. I want to interrupt with, no, I haven't, but I know they're telling me the truth. I don't want to think about it, but deep down I know I had an inkling of an idea. How long exactly? How long was I in that hellhole? It surprises me when Vita seems to hesitate. You know, normally I would want to ask a few more baseline questions. I've done this a few times, and that usually seems to be the way to go for most people. They straighten up their posture as if starting to get serious. But you look like you're about to keel over already. I'll admit, you're a rather unique case, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. Vita closes their notebook and turns their chair around to face me. If you need a moment to compose yourself, feel free to. Despite my sorry and fearful state, I don't hesitate to respond. No, please. I want to get to the bottom of all of this. I want to know. I need to know. Alright then, I'm going to give you a choice. Do you want to ask me questions, or just sit back and let me explain to you what's happening, little by little? I'm bouncing my leg up and down to work out my anxiety. My voice is shaky. It's obvious how much of a wreck I am. Come on, don't bitch out now. What would the point of all that talk earlier be if I quit now? I'd like to ask some questions first, if that's all right. Of course. Take some time to think. I'll make us some tea. Okay, I'm gonna put on a hoodie real quick. Just. Oh wait, gotta set the mood. Gotta set the mood in the room that I'm in real quick. Gotta set the mood. Cause if this is going to be scary, then yeah. Gotta set the mood. Gotta set the mood. Gotta set it. There we go. It is now dark. Here. They get up from their chair and then walk to a sink in the corner of the room. I start to compile my thoughts as they work on the tea. Honestly, it's hard to think at all right now. I try to focus on something, anything. My heart is starting to hurt. I can focus on that. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. My senses start to slowly dull, as if I'm floating. Feels like I've been sitting here for an eternity. Why is Vita taking so long? Even my bouncing leg starts to feel like it's slowing down. This sensation feels familiar, but I can't remember how or why. I see something move into my peripheral vision. Oh, that is fucked. It's Vita. They're moving really, really slow. Why? I can't help but stare at them with disbelief and a puzzled expression. They eventually notice me. Slowly but surely, they set a cup of tea on the desk near me before they sit down. They look in my eyes and start to mouth something. Calm down. Their speech is distorted. No, no. I've felt this just recently. Back when I was with Lance in that dumpster of a town. My head feels like it's about to explode. Thankfully for once, I get a moment of reprieve. The tea that Vita brewed hits my nose. It smells really pleasant, calming me down slowly. And just like that, time starts to slowly pick itself back up. I'm still stressed beyond belief, but at least I'm comprehending things normally. Are you back with me yet? What? I'll take that as a yes. Let me guess. Have you been having issues with your sense of time? I don't really know how to answer that. Anyway, the tea is ready. If you need a refill, feel free to ask. It's my own recipe. Sure. Thank you. With a shaky hand, I manage to grab the cup. It's warm and welcoming. I take a moment to breathe in the herbal scent. It makes me feel just a little bit better. It tastes pretty good too, not overtly bitter like most teas I know. My mind starts to clear up. I take a big breath before exhaling, setting the cup down. Okay, sorry for the freak out. I think I'm ready. It's nothing to apologize for. You're allowed to have moments of weakness. I won't judge. If you say so, just feels like all I've done since I woke up is whine. All things considered, you have much to complain about if it's any consolation. I've heard something like that from Aaron. Sounds like him. Whenever you're ready. I take one last deep breath and slowly exhale. Alright. My first question, what exactly is Resume? Vita doesn't hesitate and starts to tell me that they know about the medical facility I was apparently held in. It has a long and tricky history. We don't know much about its origins, just what they currently do. It came out that, in secret, they've been harvesting people and their organs as a sort of black market. Vita takes a moment to reflect. According to what we know, they started out as a beacon of hope for recovery after the 7 stars. They provided medical treatment to those who needed it around the clock, free of charge. Eventually, they started more sinister practices. People en masse started to disappear. Due to how shaky the infrastructure of the country was at the time, no one paid it any mind. Just another wave of desperate people trying to make do in a desperate situation. Vita calmly takes a sip of tea from their cup. We know they have a couple thousand captive across multiple facilities throughout the country. They've been around longer than the current government, making it difficult to do anything. Not to mention, for a majority of the population, they do seem to be doing a lot of good. That sounds like reason enough to want to expose them. You'd think so. It's been in the talks to reveal what they do to the public for a long while. Yeah. Vita sets their cup down. Okay, this is new. About a year ago, we discovered something else that they've been planning. I swallow, intent on listening more. From what we've gathered, they're trying to overtake the government from the shadows. They've been slowly building a covert militia bent on taking over what little this country has rebuilt since the disaster. But why? What's the point? There really isn't one, just the selfish ideals of a delusional man. Vita takes a moment. You've met someone named Darius, haven't you? Darius Ismail Octavio, to be precise. That name. I've heard it before, but where do I know it from? He is the current president of Resume, though most people aren't aware of that. He hasn't shown himself to the public in at least 200 years. Wouldn't that just mean he's been dead? No, for centuries, Resume has kept him and many others alive. We don't know how exactly, but they've been keeping carriers alive for a long, long time. They did the same with members of the core staff. My back feels tingly all of a sudden. The calming effect of the tea is wearing off. I have another question. Am I? I don't want to ask it. I don't want to ask it! I need to ask. Am I one of those carriers? Vita takes a moment before responding. Yes, Cyrus Cantwell. According to our records, you've been kept alive by Resume for close to 3 centuries, just before the fall. They've been keeping... Vita's voice starts to trail off as I start to shut down. They say it so casually, as if it's something I should have known. According to them, it is something I should have known. I hold my head in my hands, trying to keep my brain from exploding. If what they're saying is true, then... I start feeling the sensation of something drilling into my back. You sure this won't interfere with your studies? Yes, Mom, I'll be fine. Diana wouldn't have recommended it to me otherwise. I think it's smart to get some experience before you graduate. See? I know, you're right. It does seem like a good opportunity. They said they'd keep a position for me after I graduate as well, and it will pay for the rest of the program. Then I don't see why not. Just be careful, okay? I will, Mom. Don't worry. Did you tell her? Kind of. I just told her it'd be like an internship, which isn't entirely wrong. Diana sighs. I wish my dad would have let me know he was going to offer you. I don't think it's that big of a deal. He said I was compatible and whatnot. By going through your personal records without your permission, that's a huge breach of privacy. I seriously doubt they have anything cleared. You could be seriously hurt. Diana, it's fine. Your dad assured me that everything was safe. I'll be okay. You better be, or I'll kick his ass. Babe, I think you've had too much to drink. No, you have. I haven't had anything yet. I can hear Diana hiccup beside him. Come on, Day, we're graduating next week. We deserve to celebrate. You might be. I'll come visit all the time, I promise. Please do. I'm really going to miss you. I motioned Damion closer to me, bringing him in close for a hug. You can always call me. I'll help any way I can. Yeah. Cyrus, we've been worried sick. Why didn't you call us earlier? Sorry, but kind of hard to, with what with all that's going on. Hang on, I'll put you on speaker. Click. Sai, you doing all right? Yes, I'm fine. Current has been taking care of me. I'm more worried about you. Were you able to get into a bunker? They don't respond immediately. Not yet. After the announcement last week, they filled up quickly. We're on a wait list. I see. Don't worry. I'm going to talk to Mr. Darius about getting you both set up. You'll be fine. It's going to be okay, Cyrus. I know this must be excruciating, but... No, it's fine. They told me it would be painful ahead of time. But if I can endure this to save others, it'll be worth it. That's very brave of you, Cyrus. We thank you for your continued services. That's what being a doctor's all about. Right, Mr. Darius? You can drop the prefix. You've already earned my respect tenfold. Damion, you there? Hey, Sai. How are you feeling? Surgery go alright? More or less. Are you at the shelter yet? Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm on my way over right now. I wanted to see the park one last time. Wish I could have been there with you. Me too, it's been a while. At least half a year. They haven't let us leave the facility since the global announcement. I miss you. I miss you too. Sir, we need to run some more tests. They're calling for me. I'll talk to you later, okay? Yeah. I love you, Cyrus. Take care. I love you too, Damion. See you soon. What do you mean he's not on the list? I'm sorry, sir. I don't have anyone by that name on the registry. That's bullshit. I made it clear that I'd stay if you made sure they were all safe. Please calm down. Let me get the president on the line. Cyrus, please calm down. You said you would admit them. They could be dead for all I know, and you want me to calm down? Darius tries speaking to me in a placid demeanor. Cyrus, I told you. If they met our requirements, we'd take them in. If you see her on my screen, I forcefully shove his computer off of his desk in a fit of rage. Shut the fuck up! You let them die! Darius doesn't pay my anger any mind. He just shakes his head and picks up his phone. Ma'am, please escort Mr. Cyrus back down. What the fuck? What am I remembering? It's like I'm reliving memories through radio static. If I'm really that old, then... Mom, Dad, Diana, Damion, they're all gone. They've been gone for centuries. Nope. Nope. They've been dead for years. Everything and everyone I've ever known, gone. Is that true? Am I willing to accept that as fact? Was I living a delusional dream, hoping I'd never wake up? Thoughts continue to flood my brain. It's a wonder that it hasn't exploded yet. Sensory overload sets in as I start going through the information I've been presented with over and over. It sounds so far-fetched. There's no possible way. Kept alive for centuries? Yet there's a part of me that can't deny it. I want that part of me dead. Then it all becomes clear. My thoughts come to a standstill. I don't see anything or feel anything anymore. Am I starting to wake up? Was it all a bad dream? I chuckle. No, I've been awake. I just didn't want to admit it. I wanted to keep believing there was a chance I could go back, no matter how delusional it might have been. Starting to hear the quiet ambience of the room again. The whirring of a fan that's out of sight, the sound of a clock ticking. It's a struggle to open my eyes. My breathing has calmed down, but I'm sweating a decent amount. Vita snaps me back to the present. Do you need a minute? Feels weird to talk, like I've been asleep for so long that I don't know how to. Although I guess that's not entirely inaccurate. I'll be fine. Could I ask for a towel to wipe myself off with, though? Vita nods before going to retrieve one. I stare at my hands for a moment. Am I really out of there? Out of that tank? Out of that hell? Vita comes to place a slightly damp towel in my open hands. You look exhausted. Should I take that as a sign that you've remembered something? More than you know. I wipe the cool towel across my forehead, enjoying the sensation. I think it's all back, more or less. That gets Vita's eyes to widen. I refuse to accept that Damion is dead. Are you serious? I nod as I calmly retrieve my tea. Yeah, I am. It's a bit jumbled, but I bet if you ask me something, I'll be able to answer it. Let's take it slow for a moment. As eager as I am to learn more, my duties as a doctor come first. You're psychologically spent. Is that a problem? Yes? What kind of question is that? I swirl the tea in my cup. I don't feel anything right now. I don't think it'll be that bad. That's the problem, Cyrus. We'll take a 20-minute breather. I've been around this long. I can last 20 more minutes, I guess. Morbid sense of humor you've got there. You learn to make yourself laugh. Axel, I want that fucking hug! Vita's on the other side of the room writing stuff down. I've taken the liberty of filling up my cup of tea while I wait. I can see my tired expression reflecting in the murky liquid. More memories start trickling back into my head. Maybe that's not the right way to phrase it. It's like they were always there, but something was blocking them. It's almost like sifting through your attic after a long time. Everything's always been there, even if you've forgotten it. Vita eventually comes back to sit across from me. How are you feeling, Cyrus? Honestly, not too sure. Still trying to process everything. That doesn't surprise me. I lean back to look at the ceiling. This doesn't feel real, but at the same time it feels natural. Do you remember your experiences over the last week? More or less. Honestly, that's what feels like a dream. Vita flips through her notes. You've been using a dormant personality state for an extended period of time. That was you, but also wasn't you. You'll probably be disoriented for a while. I recommend you write stuff down as you remember them. Speaking of, I take it you're an old soul too? Meaning? You were in Rasum for a while, weren't you? Yes, I was. About 50 years. Why? Just curious. You're using a pencil and paper even though you have an axiom. Vita chuckles. That's what clued you in? Not the mechanical throat replacement or prominent scars? I shrug. The hyena had a mechanical arm, but I didn't think she was from Rasum. I see. You've got a keen eye. Hey, come on, show a little respect to your elders. We'll see about that. Vita continues to scribble in their notebook. Well, I'm glad to see you're still in one piece after all that. You're quite remarkable, I have to admit. That right. I don't feel anything special. I don't really feel anything at all. I've been working here for a while now, and have dealt with at least a dozen similar cases. It's a 50-50 whether or not people can live normally afterwards. Surprised the odds are that good. I assume the other half just go insane? Yes, pretty much. Sounds about right. Vita narrows their eyes at me. Are you sure you're feeling alright? You're taking all of this a little too well. I mean, like I said, I don't feel anything in particular. Nothing at all. If you say so. I'm just curious. It already seems like your two personalities are melding together. I shrug. I think it's more like I booted up an old save state than reloaded the current one. I have no idea what you're talking about. Stuff having to do with long-gone technology. Well, at least you'll have something to talk to Aaron about. I've been told he has a fascination with old tech. Aaron? Huh. The tiger who broke me out. Is there a problem? I'm not sure. Just thinking. I swirl the tea for a moment before taking another sip of it. Aaron did keep me in the dark for a while, huh? Do you mind letting him in? I want to talk to him. If that's what you want. I nod. Vita gets up from their chair and heads towards the door. I hear an electronic beep before the door slides open, causing a certain tiger to nearly fall flat on his face. Hey, warn me next time! What happened to your cat-like reflexes? You caught me off guard! Aaron huffs at Vita and then starts to get into another verbal altercation with the doctor. Uppies! Uppies! It hasn't been a good 5 minutes. I want a fucking hug. I look him over. This is the man, huh? He catches me staring at him and immediately freezes. He looks frightened. I motion him to come over. He looks hesitant, but he slowly makes his way over to me after a moment. Hey, Cyrus. Is it going well? It's going. Come on, sit with me for a sec. I pat the free space on the patient bed. Aaron continues moving slowly before finally sitting down next to me. I take another sip of tea before placing it down, sitting in silence. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Aaron shake ever so slightly. His fur is slightly raised too. I can hear his tail swishing behind us on the bed. We sit like this for a little while longer. Aaron jumps when I break the silence. So, Aaron... Yes? I mean... He coughs into his hand. Yeah? What is it, Cyrus? You've known about this all along, haven't you? Aaron doesn't reply. He looks too scared to. You knew that there was no way for me to get back home. Well, not without a time machine or something stupid like that. I remember the other day when you were asking me about Damion. What he's like, or rather, what he was like. I shake my head. Man, how dumb was I? I look over at the tiger. You were scared to tell me, weren't you? I'm not surprised. It's quite a bombshell to drop on someone. Still, you wanted to keep me in the dark for as long as you could. All of you are keeping this from me. You know what, Aaron? Aaron's chattering teeth are all the response I get. So I take it upon myself to keep the conversation going. Reach my hand out to him, which makes him reflectively pull back and shut his eyes. I gently pick up his tense paw, stroking the back of it. Yep, still soft. He starts to calm down a little and peeks an eye open. Aaron. Thank you. Huh? You wanted to protect me from myself for as long as you could, even if it meant lying to me. Aaron bites his quivering lip. I hold his paw with both hands. I'm hoping I can comfort him, if just a little bit. I think I'm still remembering how to do that. You can't go home. I know. If we just got you out of here, you wouldn't have needed to remember. I know. Everything you've ever known, gone. I know. I pull him closer so I can get a better look at his face. Thank you, Aaron. You let me live in a fantasy long enough to enjoy myself. Even with most of my memories back, I can't think of the last time I felt so free. I was happy with you these past few days. I hope you know that. Excuse me for a moment. Aaron starts to shake as tears spill over. Aaron surprises me as he lifts his other paw to hold my cheek. It's hard to believe you when you have that sad look on your face. Aaron's paw trembles against my skin. I try to give him a soft smile. Well, part of me did just die. It's hard not to feel a little sad, I guess. Cyrus. I pull him close, hugging his face into my chest and trying to stroke his back to ease his pain. I can feel his tears soak through my sweater. God damn it. We don't say anything for a while. I just keep him close. I try to stifle a laugh. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't he be comforting me? God fucking damn it. Eventually I ask Vita for another pot of tea. I think we could all use something to help us relax. When Aaron does eventually pull away, he's still wiping tears off of his cheeks. Sorry, I shouldn't have gotten so carried away. Vita places a tray full of cups on their desk before handing each of us one. This is precisely why I didn't want you in here. Aaron sheepishly takes a sip from his cup. Is he usually like this? Vita sits down in their chair before picking up their book. Not this bad. He's been emotional before, but not like this. Aww. I try to stroke Aaron's back. See? Everything's going to be fine. Aaron looks at me with doubt. I guess I'm not doing a good job at fooling him. I sip my tea quietly, as it doesn't seem as flavorful as it did before. I'll ask one more time. Are you sure you're alright? I scratch my head. As okay as I can be, I guess. I don't know what kind of answer you want, but all in all, I think I'm stable. If you say so. Vita takes that as their cue to get back to work. They take their pencil back out and open their book, ready to write. Let's start slow and from the beginning. What's your name and how old are you? I take another sip of tea before placing it back on the desk. My name is Cyrus Galahad Cantwell. I'm not sure what's a good estimate, but I'd say I'm about 27 or 28. After graduating with a doctorate, I was taken into what y'all call resume to do some work. Vita writes everything almost as fast as I can speak. What do you mean by what we call resume? A long time ago, the company I worked for was called Current. They were one of the leading medical facilities in the country. They changed their name a while after the world ended. I think that was about 70 years ago. Why did you work for them? At first, I was just volunteering for experiments in the medical field. My friend's dad made a breakthrough in organ transplantation. Vita writes furiously. Which was... My mouth is getting dry from talking so much. I grabbed the tea again to wet my lips. This is going to be a mouthful. If you were blessed and had a certain biological makeup, they could treat your organs so that they can be universally donated. They would take a good and healthy organ from you, and then put in an artificial one. After being in your body long enough and some external treatment, it would adapt and eventually replace the organ that was donated. I lift up my shirt and point to my kidney. If my math's right, I've donated my left kidney 5 times and my right 6. I remember they screwed something up during the left one once. Blood was going everywhere, pretty sure that guy got fired. By chance, I glanced toward Aaron. He looks horrified. I feel a little embarrassed showing my body off. Now, you might be asking, why would you remember an accident like that? I'm pretty sure you know the answer to that, don't you, Doctor? Vita finishes writing and stares at me. They give me a look of discomfort. Based on our findings, eventually a character develops an immunity to most anesthetics. Right you are. They tried inducing comas, but they weren't easy to pull people out of. I think I was out for a month when they tried it on me. You were awake through all of it? More or less. It didn't really hurt, and it was gross for the first several surgeries. I got over it eventually. Kinda had to, you know? On average, it takes about 100 years to develop such an immunity. There aren't many that are as old as you are. You want to know why? Vita's eyes widen as if they never really questioned it. I'll take that as a yes. I move to take off my shirt and jacket, tossing them behind me. Aaron has apprehensive written all over his face. I guess this is kind of a bizarre way to look. Regardless, I raised my hand up to my chest where my scarred heart is. A long time ago, right after the fall, I was outfitted with an artificial enhancement to my heart. Dr. Kiao was the one who designed and made it for me. Vita looks puzzled, indicting for me to explain myself. I guess it has been a long time. Dr. Kiao was the one who recruited me. He was my friend's father. We knew each other for a long time before the fall. He was there when Resume was founded, a prominent member of the board and a genius. I've never heard of this man. He isn't in any of the records we've procured. I'm getting to that, don't worry. As I was saying, he's the one who designed my heart, along with the ports on our backs. As far as I know, I was the only one to be outfitted with one at the time. It made me much more compatible in terms of organ donation. Vita goes back to writing their notes, underlining whole sections now and then. It's a big reason why I'm still up and at 'em at this point, along with the serum they give us. Although that alone won't stop the aging process entirely, obviously. I pinch my long white hair between my fingers. Vita takes a moment to collect their thoughts. Indeed, even with the fluids they give us, a carrier doesn't have that much longer of a lifespan than regular people. In fact, depending on how many times they've operated on, their lives are cut significantly shorter. That's right, hence why I have so many more scars. They operated on me a hell of a lot more times than the average resident. But why? Why weren't there more like me? Simply put, Dr. Kiao committed suicide. Aaron and Vita both look shocked. Admittedly, saying that out loud does elicit a tinge of sadness. I take another sip of tea. It's gone cold. He didn't want Darius to make any more people like me, so he destroyed his research notes and then killed himself. At least, that's what I was told. I'm not too sure about the details. I look over to the wall. He was a good man. I'm surprised to hear that. Why's that? Isn't he the reason you're still here? I look back towards Vita with a neutral expression. I mean, not really. It was my choice at the end of the day. I shrug. I can only blame myself. You're wrong. Aaron breaks his silence. Don't you dare blame yourself for what they did to you. I blink at him, not really sure what to say. But all I hear is that they took advantage of someone's goodwill, sent them to hell, and then laughed as they profited off of them. I guess that's not entirely inaccurate. Aaron, seriously, I made peace with my situation a long time ago. Aaron stands, fists balled up. And that's the problem. You have every right to be angrier than anyone else. If it makes you feel better, I haven't felt anger in a few centuries. Aaron slams his fist into a wall, shaking everything in the room. I guess my attempt at comforting him didn't work. He lets out a deep exhale. I have some work to do. I'll see you around. Aaron doesn't look back at me when he exits the room. I can see how flared up his neck fur is as he leaves. I can't help but scratch my cheek. I'm really out of practice if I thought that was an okay response. Don't blame yourself. Your feelings towards your situation are valid. Aaron is just worried about Xavier. Vita nods solemnly. I lean back. I guess I should keep what I know about Xavier a secret for the time being. Vita grabs my attention as they close their notebook. I think we've all had a little too much excitement for one morning. Whether or not you say you're fine, I think it'd be best if we take a break. Whatever you say. You are a doctor after all. So are you, Dr. Cyrus. Oh yeah, I guess I am. Huh. I'm not sure it qualifies one anymore. Doubt they'll accept my excuse to get recertified. Don't worry, I'm not technically one either. In fact, I'm called the local vet more often than not. Well, if you need a test dummy to try something out, you know who to come to. That's almost too morbid, even for me. Vita lets out a mechanical chuckle. Almost. We can go over some more tests another time. We'll need to do a physical soon. Pretty sure that's something you're supposed to do at the beginning. What can I say? I'm not really a doctor after all. Fair point. This is as good of a time as any to show you to your room. Please, follow me. I pick up my clothes and hold them under my arm. Are you more comfortable being an exhibitionist? Oh, not really. I was naked a lot of the time, so I guess I'm just used to it. I see. Follow me, Cyrus Cantwell. You can just call me Cyrus. Hot damn. Holy fuck. Vita takes me down the hall and through a break room of sorts. This is the communal kitchen. I'm mainly the only one to use it, but we'll be sharing it from now on. There's another on the other side of the building as well. It's been a while since I've cooked. Wonder what's changed. We can order pre-cooked food for you. That's what most people around here do. I take it more than just Aaron's group works here. There are a few factions, yes. Vita takes me down another unfamiliar hall. I don't know how they keep track of where everything is. Alright, this is going to be your room for the time being. Vita takes out a card from their pocket and hands it to me, along with a piece of paper. You can use these to unlock your room. They're your keycard and passcode. Huh, thanks. Wait, your room didn't have a keycard. Why not? That was an old medical wing I outfitted. It's not that complicated. Apparently not. I've been told you'll get an axiom soon. I also wrote my ID down. When you add it, we'll be able to communicate without being face to face. Alright, shouldn't be too difficult. I slide the card in and put the passcode. There's an audible ding as the door slides open. My new room is pretty barren, just a bed and a dresser along with a lamp. This was a storage room, so they had to move everything out before fitting you in. Again, we can order whatever you want. I kind of just want to take a nap. By all means. Vita pauses. Don't hesitate if you need anything. Have a good day, Cyrus Cantwell. Sure. See you later, Vita. As they start walking away, I close the door and take in a fresh breath of air. It's stagnant. Instead of making good on my nap, I rest my back against the door and slowly slide down until I'm sitting. Man, what a weird day. I look up at the ceiling. More and more starts to set in. Maybe I should have asked Vita for more advice. Despite having come to terms with everything years ago, I feel a pit in my stomach. It's something I can't identify right away. Sadness, remorse, anxiety? I guess it was only a little while ago I still believed I had a place to go back to. I really am stupid. I pull my knees up to my chest, opting to instead stare at the floor. I said I felt nothing, but I guess that was a lie too. I wish I could go back to feeling nothing. Right now I just feel like shit. And nothing is better than shit by a country mile. It's hard to keep track of my thoughts as I try to filter through everything. A few centuries worth of memories are bouncing around. Although I wasn't conscious most of the time, it's still a surreal feeling. I feel extremely tired. For the first time in a while, my mind is spent despite my body being somewhat awake. I eventually get up and turn off the lights, before taking my shoes and socks off and laying them by the door. With a bit of exhaustion, I make my way back to my new bed. Might as well test it out. Try to get comfortable, but don't crawl under the blankets just yet. It's alright, I guess. Doesn't compare to Aaron's bed, or Damion's. I don't know what time it is when I wake up. Could have slept for a few minutes or a few hours. All I know is that I'm thirsty. I dredge my way out of bed to go to what I assume is the bathroom. After flipping the lights on, I see it's pretty bare bones. Just a standing shower, sink, and a toilet. Oh well, as long as it has running water. I turn on the sink faucet, which takes a couple of seconds to spit out any water. Because it has been a while since anyone was here. I cut my hand under the running water before drinking it slowly. I smack my lips a few times. It tastes a bit funny, but it'll do. I'm not really in the mood to leave right now. After a few handfuls of water, I turn off the light and head back to bed. I'm still very tired. No. No. I have various dreams recounting the course of my life. Subconsciously, I try skipping through them like ads on a video. I don't want to remember. When I wake up again, I immediately realize that I've been out for a long time. Might even be the middle of the night at this point. Aaron never came back, I guess. With a sigh, I sit up and hold my hand in one head. Hold my hand in one head. Hold my head in one hand. I wish I could stop dreaming. I feel thirsty again, and a bit hungry. Maybe later. I'm not really in the mood to eat. I decide to just get some more water and go back to sleep for the night. This goes on for the next day or so. I don't even know at this point. All I know is that every time I wake up, I feel progressively more tired. Fine by me. It helps me get back to sleep. The water doesn't taste bad anymore. In fact, it doesn't taste like anything. I don't even turn the light on anymore. The dark is nice. Being so far underground has its perks. No way for sunlight to get in. Not sure why I'm letting myself feel comfortable down here. I can't escape a thought in the back of my head. The more I fall asleep, the more I hope I don't wake up. I get back into bed, still not covering up. I rest my hands on my chest. My ribs feel even more pronounced. Oh well. I soon fall back asleep. Maybe this will be the last time. We'll see, I guess. It hurts to open my eyes. I'm even starting to feel dizzy, like a bad hangover or something. All I've had is water, so it's not that. I shake my head to try to get rid of it, which only makes me feel even more woozy. Don't have time to figure it out as I hear a knock coming from the door. Who could that be? Vita? Cyrus? Cyrus, are you there? Oh, it's just Aaron. With some effort, I get up. My bones start to pop as I shuffle to the door. I have to squint to adjust to the hallway lights. My ears ring. It takes a second before I can understand what Aaron's saying. There you are. Vita said they brought you here. Oh yeah, just a little while ago. What's up? A little while ago? Cyrus, what's going on? Nothing. I've just been sleeping. I was pretty tired. Cyrus, it's been over a day since we last saw each other. It's almost 5 o'clock. Really? It didn't feel that long. Do you mind if I come in? Not really. Help yourself. I move out of the way to let him through. Thanks. Where's your shirt? I sluggishly shrug. My motor functions are definitely suffering. It's more comfortable like this. Why? What's up? Oh, nothing. Just thought you preferred to be covered up. Oh yeah, I guess that was the point of the turtleneck, huh? Not really. If you want, I can put it back on. No, I just want to make sure you're comfortable. I casually stretch. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable. Beats being stuck in a container unit all day. Yeah. He looks worried for some reason. Did you need something? Not in particular. Well, actually, that's not true. He sighs with exasperation. I'm sorry I didn't come sooner. I was embarrassed over how I snapped at you the other day. Did he? I guess he did get a little upset, but I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Oh, there's nothing to apologize for. I didn't think much of it. Well, still, I want to be sensitive to what you're going through. I don't want you to get the impression that I'm only thinking about myself. I raise my hands in protest. I've never had that idea of you, Aaron. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. I close my eyes and think back to when he rescued me from Rasoon. I was barely lucid as he carried me on his back, but I'm pretty sure he protected me the best he could. That is until... Oh wait. I suddenly reach the back of my head and start to prod around. There are a few lumps here and there that shouldn't be. What's wrong? Oh, I think I need to ask Vita for some help later. I see. Well, I brought you something that should make your life easier. Oh, what's that? Aaron finally gets his usual smile back as he takes out his Axiom. He flips to the inventory screen and produces something shiny and cylindrical. I present your very own Axiom. It's called the Computer Alpha Integrated Version 0.1. Called CAI for short. He presents it to me with a little bit of flair. I completely forgot about that. It almost makes me feel excited. It's a lot bigger than the other models I've seen. Are you sure you want to give this to me? I'm not really sure I deserve it. Nonsense. Like I said before, I think it was meant for you. Really, it's no big deal. If you say so. Well, thank you, Aaron. I'll try not to break it or anything. I'd like to see you try. It's really something else, like someone I know. I'm not sure how to really use it, but I'm sure you're smart enough to figure it out. Something's off with the speech. I think he's trying to come off as overtly jovial. It's like he's trying to cheer me up. He really shouldn't be worrying about me this much. I should try to play along at the very least. I didn't live this long to let my brains turn to mush. How hard can it be? Aaron looks a bit confused. That's the spirit. He shakes it off, pointing at my arm. Here, hold out your arm and I'll attach it to you. I hold out my left arm. Oh wait, are you left-handed? Not really. I think I'm ambidextrous, but I've probably forgotten how to use my other hand like that. Why? Oh, duh. We want to attach this to your dominant hand. Really? That sounds counterintuitive. Won't it be awkward to type with? A bit, but this model is specifically meant for your dominant hand. I'm sure you'll adapt to it in no time. Aaron holds out his wrist with his Axiom. These models are useful, but they're not suited for everything. He shifts his attention back to the one he's holding. We got this because we had a mission at the manufacturer's laboratory. They were grateful enough that they outfitted us with Axioms, along with a few extra goodies. Sounds like y'all do amazing work. Hope I won't be in the way. Aaron coughs. You won't be. We'll make sure you're safe and sound, no matter what. Just don't let me distract you, alright? Yeah. Anyway, he holds out the device for me to look at. Besides being silver, there's not much else to comment on. I recommend you look away when you put it on. It's not very pleasant. I cock my head at him. Aaron, I'm sure I can handle it. I slowly turn to show him my ports, indicating that I've been through some shit already. Fair enough. Don't say I didn't warn you. I casually hold out my right arm. How much more trouble can my hubris get me into? Maybe it's just curiosity, but I want to see how this plays out. Aaron slides one finger down the bottom of the device, causing it to open. Aaron completely calms himself. Ready? Yeah, go for it. Aaron takes a breath before sliding the machine over my wrist. Almost instantly, it clamps down on me. It isn't long before I feel a sensation I haven't felt in a long time. Metal digging under my skin. I'm surprised there's no blood. This technology is pretty amazing, although I could do without the sounds of machinery tearing through my skin. Aaron doesn't seem to hold the process in esteem like I do. The metal feels warm as it starts to wrap around my muscles. The Axiom starts to glow a verdant shade of green before altering its shape and size. It reaches from my wrist to the middle of my forearm. It reminds me of an arm brace, a really expensive one. Soon afterward, two slits starts to etch themselves on the top side to form in the form of a cross. Sorry, I can't speak English. The glowing recedes as the Axiom settles down. It's not as warm as it was. It's rather cool to the touch. I can move my wrist without feeling restricted. It fits perfectly. Huh. See? That wasn't so bad. I told you I'd be fine. Aaron just looks at me with a somber expression. What? Did something go wrong? Cyrus, there's something I'd like to do. Might be a little weird, so I'd understand if you said no. Oh, what is it? Aaron's tail flicks behind him. Do you mind if I give you a hug? Huh? Is that all? No, I don't mind at all. What brought this on? I'm cut off as I'm almost completely enveloped by him. He's holding me close and tight. My shortness of breath clues me in that he's not holding back. Cyrus, I know you've been through a lot. More than anyone ever, I'm pretty sure. The fact that you're still here is a testament to how strong you are, but... I can feel him shudder. Then he starts to stroke my back. I don't interrupt him. I know that you can't feel pain. that they made sure they could be as efficient as possible with you to produce the results they wanted. Even so, it's okay if you're hurting, Cyrus. You have people who want to help you now. I know we haven't known each other for a long time, but I can just see it in your eyes. Aaron starts to stroke the back of my head, chuckles a bit, albeit with some hiccups. You're not as good of an actor as you might think you are. It's clear to anyone how hard this is for you. I don't want you thinking that you should just bottle all of this up. I want to help you through this, however I can. I can feel a bit of rumbling in his chest. It reminds me of someone I loved who is no longer here. It feels really warm. Instinctually, I raise my arms around him, embracing him in turn. Damn this tiger. It's been centuries since I've shed a tear, let alone this many. I don't know how long we stay like this. My sense of time has been screwed up for a while. Aaron eventually pats my back and slowly lets go. I try not to make it obvious that I was suffocating, but I don't want to let go. Sorry. I know that was sudden. It's okay, Aaron. I think I needed that. I use my thumb to wipe my right eye clean. I really appreciate everything you've done for me. I probably seem distant and all, but Cyrus, you've been through something traumatic. A lot of things, in fact. I'm not going to hold it against you if you're feeling mixed up about everything. However, he starts to rub the top of my head. I will get mad at you if you keep it all to yourself. Let us help you, alright? Aaron looks at me with those gentle eyes of his. I think back to the nurses at Resume and how many of them didn't even look at me. Not directly, anyway. Yeah, I might need some help getting help, if that makes sense. Of course it does, Cyrus. We'll be with you every step of the way. I promise. I can't even begin to remember the last time I felt this whole. Thank you, Aaron. I really, really mean it. I can't deny that I'm a broken mess of a person, but the fact that there's someone out there who wants to try to help me is all I need. I can tell that you mean it. Like I said, you're not the best actor. I'm just out of practice. Right. He gives my head 2 more pats before retracting his paw. Speaking of, what's going on? You've looked a bit out of it since I walked in. As if on cue, my exposed stomach starts to growl. I rub the back of my head with a bit of shame. Well, I guess I am a bit hungry. When was the last time you ate? He has a serious look on his face. Makes me feel even more ashamed. When we last had dinner together? What? I nearly stumbled backwards at the sudden exclamation, but managed to catch myself. Cyrus, that was almost 3 days ago. Was it? Aaron huffs as he pulls up his axiom about to type something. Okay, I'll yell at you later. We gotta get you something to eat. I'll run home and grab you something. He mumbles under his breath. Should have waited before giving you the axiom. He hesitates for a moment and then sighs. I should really give you a punishment for making you worry, but I think you need something nice after everything. Have you remembered any of your favorite foods? It's been so long, what were they? Oh, I know. Have you heard of carbonara? My mom used to make it for special occasions, with lots of bacon in it. Mom used to make it the best. I've never heard of it. I'll do some research and see what I can do. Oh yeah, here's my ID. Aaron fishes out a slip of paper from his pocket and hastily gives it to me. Want some help with your axiom before I go? I hold up my right arm to get a better look at it. I can see my expression in the reflection. Maybe later. I think I need a minute for myself before worrying about it. By all means. I'll be back in an hour or so. Rest up, Cyrus. I will. Thank you, Aaron. Good. I'll see you soon. I go to plop my butt on the bed. Sounds like a plan. I'll let you know if anything comes up. You better. Aaron's tail swishes happily as he makes his way out of my room, but not before waving at me. I give a small smile and wave back. I'm back. We're going to leave off here tonight. This best sums up what I'm feeling right now.
X, Y, and Z. Are the other letters of the alphabet involved here? Sure, all 486 of them.
Hang on. Let me just, like, mute this a bit. Mute this music real quick. This sound best sums up what I'm thinking and feeling right now.
Sure, all 486 of them.
Just this right here. My brain hurts. Future. So, Damien's dead. I think I'm going to make another TikTok on stream, but this time on here and do it through my phone again. Hang on, I'm gonna try to get a good look at that. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna try clicking on it. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna head off then, like, almost immediately head back on, but, like, through my phone. And just make a TikTok on live again today. I did one yesterday on TikTok, but yeah. So, yeah. Stay safe, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow, if not in a few minutes.